quite hectic. At least, oop, got a little mess up there. At least for me, I have some big life moves coming up, so it feels like week to week there's always something going on with me. It's made it a little hectic. On that note, I do apologize to whoever's watching, some of the drivers as well. There has been some life events between me and Money the Merchant, both being the Division One coordinators that have slowed us down a little bit in doing proper updates and such. We promise we'll have that updated by the end of Spa here. Well, not the actual end of the race itself, but like by the time next week's race rolls around. Um, Not much else to say other than that. I hope everybody's been well. I feel a little out of practice. Again, those 2 weeks felt incredibly long for me, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am with a subscription from Cubics. Thank you, Cubics. Completely missed that. I have so much going up on my screen right now. Money the Merchant, our director of motorsport, is not joining us today, so it is going to be me doing everything. So we love PSRL. That's what I like to hear. Cubics, my goat, my goat. So I thank you guys for your patience as I fiddle around. Normally, when I'm doing all the sweet talking here, Money is working hard in the background, making sure everybody gets into the lobby and such. So if I have hiccups in my conversation, I apologize. But welcome back. We're here at Spa. I'm incredibly excited. Spa is one of the most famous circuits, I think, in motorsports in general. Everybody knows Spa. There's not a person that I don't think doesn't know Spa. And already it's starting here. Hold on. I gotta start multitasking. All right, hold on. I'm hustling. I'm hustling. One of the most famous tracks in motorsports. And Hero. Adding a few folks. I have a PSRO poster on my wall that I admire every morning. I'm going to ignore the second half of the parentheses there. That's crazy that you have merch that we didn't even know we had, apparently. That's awesome. You should share some of the merch. It'd be kind of cool to make some merch, huh? I've been going on a crazy Canva and GIMP spree lately. I feel like my artistic side's like really flaring out nowadays. So maybe I'd make a little something. Y'all can print it if you want. But with that said, I'm sorry. Again, constant distraction on my end here. We have a 4-header weekend here ahead of us. Of course, starting with Spa next week, Jeddah, Singapore September 6th, and then Coda for September 13th. Before we take a quick little break, hit Zandvoort, and then we start approaching the end of our season 15. A very, very fast season. Of course, we did have that sudden switch from the F125 cars to the F126 cars, so that was a pretty big change. We actually, I think, stopped season 14 halfway through to be able to transition over to the F126 cars. Yes, GIMP, Cubic. GIMP is a terrible editing software. I use it for the LMU stuff, but it's called GIMP. Very interesting name. All right, invites are going out. But enough of looking at the calendar. I assume everybody here has gotten well acquainted now at this point, and let us go in to the wonderful track stats here super quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, the Belgian Grand Prix circuit, the Spa-Francorchamps. It's a fairly long circuit, maybe one of the longer ones on the calendar. There's a lot going on and a lot of opportunity, quite frankly, on this circuit for people to be able to make big moves. That I hope leads to cleaner racing, as we had quite a hectic race last week, 3 weeks ago in Brazil, where we had 19 drivers and only 9 finished. So PSRO is hoping that we don't have that moment again this week. The drivers have been made aware, of course, that we like watching clean racing and not half of the grid go out. But nonetheless, it's more so just for everybody's enjoyment as well. It's definitely not enjoyable to know you're going to do a league race and know that there's a high probability of you not finishing the race. We want to make sure everybody here knows that they they can just have a fun time and good, clean racing. So, with that said, let's go over the fun track stats here. Um, SP Jabor, thank you for joining here. Let's go. But starting off, the location is in Stavelot / Francorchamps, Belgium, of course. As I've mentioned, the name Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps was opened in 1921 and hosted its first F1 World Championship in GP specifically, of course, in 1950. So it was added quite well after the creation of I think it was after F1. It was a little after F1, not much after F1. A little after F1, and the original designers are very very old folks here. Jules de Thier and Henry Langlois van Oppen, both individuals that were born like the very late 1800s, I believe. And then the current track length is about 7 kilometers, almost exactly 7 kilometers, and 4.4 miles. The race distance is 44 laps for a full F1 race. We're doing half of that, so 22, and we have 19 corners, which is pretty crazy. And then, of course, Spa has possibly one of the most famous set of corners in F1, the Eau Rouge / Redillion. And for some reason, everybody got kicked out of my session very quickly. Let's get this situated here. Sorry, I'm inviting a bunch of people. Intriguing. Oof. There's a whole lot going on right now. This is what money does on the daily, dude. This is crazy. Holy. Oh god, guys, hold on. Oof. I'll lock in once the race starts. Once everybody's in, it'll be smooth sailing after that point. Woof. All right. Where was I? Spa-Francorchamps has one of the most famous elevation changes. Believe it or not, it's only about 100 meters, 100-meter elevation change. Of course, that's going up Eau Rouge and then eventually climbing back down or racing your way back down through sectors 2 and 3 here. Eau Rouge / Redillion is famous for being a very high confidence corner that people for some reason love going side by side in, even though it's probably the corner you definitely shouldn't do that in. I'm sure many of us here, even if you don't race, will recognize the corner when we get around to it. And fun fact, I did write down here that it is the longest circuit in the F1 calendar, so I knew I was on to something when I said that earlier. So it is the longest circuit on the calendar, and you can definitely tell. Again, one of the most famous circuits. 24 hours of endurance racing are done here through WEC. ELMS does their own thing as well. Everybody that can get a taste of Spa comes to Spa. And I think for a very, very valid reason. The high elevation change, the characteristics, first of all, of the track, I guess is what I should lead into. The fact that it's in the middle of a forest, fantastic. It feels kind of magical in a certain way. The huge elevation changes throughout the track, of course, Eau Rouge, Redillion, the Fagnus corners 10 and 11, especially very, very fast down left-hander, makes it very, very fun. It's always fun, of course, also going full speed, coming out of turn 1, going up Eau Rouge and Redillion, and then, of course, hitting the back straight up until turn 5 is just one of the best feelings you can have, especially when you just nail your line. And there's a lot of overtaking opportunities in Spa as well, in my opinion. It's one of those tracks where almost every corner, honestly, can really be something. We'll go into the overtaking corner specifically a little later down my list here, but there's a lot of fighting that can occur on this track. Brutal on the tires. This track is brutal on the tires. We're going to see a lot of strategy ideally here as well, and then of course the weather. Spa is known to be a rainy place, and we've had, I think, 2 mixed races, Brazil being one of the mixed races this season already. So it is going to be a very, very fun little thing to watch if our drivers have to consider if our drivers have to consider rain conditions. Oh boy, I did forget one thing. It seems like. How do I do that? Whew. Oh, here we go. World cars, F-126. Invite only. Car setup full. All right. Sending out more invites if you're listening. I don't have enough screens to have everything. Bus stop is OP. Fagnus is overtaking section. Change my mind. I agree. I think Fagnus is an overtaking section. I have zero. I do not disagree with you on that one. That is 100% an overtake section. You just got to be good at what you do. Which I hate to say, most of the racing community is definitely not that. But to continue down my fun fact list. To continue down my fun fact list here, let's go over the sector overviews. Of course, one of the most, again, arguably, not maybe one of the most famous corners, but a very recognizable corner. Turn 1, La Source, coming off of the racing line, you're immediately hit with one of the sharpest hairpins in motorsports. Coming out of the hairpin, you need to make sure that you have a fantastic run as you come up to turns 2, 3, and 4, Eau Rouge and Redillion. So Eau Rouge refers to turn 2 specifically, the entrance of turn 2, and Redillion is now, I think, turns 3 and 4 right there. So that is a fun fact. Most people just call it Eau Rouge. I think calling it Eau Rouge is better. I'll be honest, Redillion is, I don't get it. I like Eau Rouge. Eau Rouge is a badass name for that whole little section right there. Now, when you're entering Eau Rouge as a whole, you want to make sure that you absolutely nail your entrance and your exit. You cannot have overspeed. You cannot have underspeed, because you'll hit a fantastically long little straight here, kind of highlighted in the beige bit. The beige bit here, to clarify, folks, is the straight mode areas on the track. The typical pink that I believe they use in the actual F1 doesn't match very well with our league colors, so I opted that beige was the next best choice. But yes, you'll come out of Redillion. All right. Looks like our drivers are joining up here. Invite me. All right. I gotta lock in for a quick second, fellas. Everybody needs an invite. SB Jabor. My personal goat. Cadillac driver. And then Fort Dude. And I don't know why I don't have Williams friended. Williams is a driver. I have a Williams. Intriguing, guys. Intriguing. Funk Hero at Jabor at Snipes. Snipe. All right, fellas. It's slowly but surely all coming together right now. Slowly but surely. Oh, we're having people join and leave, dude. I can't do both. My monkey brain is incapable of doing both. All right, we're receiving some friend requests now as well. Fantastic. Thank you, William. Let's see. Hiya, fun William. He's hoping it's going to be a rain race. All right. If you're joining, welcome. I do apologize. It's going a little slowly. I am alone today. Normally there's two of us. Money the Merchant will not be joining us today, our director of motorsports. So it has befallen on the commentator myself to create and send invites for the session. So it is I do not have the brain capacity to unfortunately both commentate and uh can I get an invite again? Of course. This is your EA ID. Yes. I don't see it. I thought so. Let's see. All right. Slowly but surely. This has been. I have a terrible, terrible luck with the online services too, dude. I don't know why. F1 EA just does not like me, and it's terrible. Really bothers me, to be quite honest with you. Oopsie. All right. Thank you guys for your patience. Cubics. Sorry, I thought I sent you another one. Do I have you added Cubics? Cubics, I don't know if I got you added, brother. I have to. I should just pin my. All right. Hold on, Cubics. Slowly but surely, fellas. Slowly but surely. Okay. Still missing quite a few racers here, unfortunately, at the moment. Mr. Gaming Walmart, I believe, had said something earlier, and I don't. Oh, he's am I making coming from basketball? Make sure to add me. If you're listening, guys, make sure to add me if you haven't added me yet, so I can get everybody up and invited. Can you unadd? I can unadd you. Sir, let's see. A fascinating amount of problems today. I can have up to 8 EA friends, dude. That's stupid. Is that really it? No, that can't be right. I don't know who this is. I'm gonna remove you just in case. Alright, Cubics. Invite accepted. Inviting you to the race right now as well. Alright. We're getting there. I'll take it as a hate comment. I'm sure there's an Alonso joke in there somewhere. I'm just not smart enough to find it. All right. I think we've said enough on the graphic. I would love to go over the sections here, but I do want to move on to some of the point overviews as well. As some of you may be aware, we have not updated it since Brazil. Unfortunately, there has been some, just again, life events between me and Money, and we really haven't gotten around to it. We will get that done for you guys after Spa, and then everybody will see their proper points, and we'll get a better idea for the field. But of course, regardless of what your points are, you race to win. You assume you're the worst one. You gotta put yourself down there. You gotta just win. I tried regurgitating something my coach said. I don't think it came out as nicely. It's that competitive spirit, though. You know what I mean. You know, why go into a competition thinking you're gonna win? You know, you got to give it your absolute all, and that's, I think, something that will be oddly, I think, maybe fun to deal with. You don't know what you're at in the standings. You don't know what your team is at in the standings. Absolutely give it your all. I'm excited to see what raw racing we're going to be experiencing here today, and allow me to continue inviting folks here at the moment. It definitely doesn't help that Rebel, who was another very helpful assistant and very good racer, unfortunately, is no longer able to finish the season anymore. Maybe starting a little late here. Fort Dude, I will be adding you shortly. I've never... I wish you guys could see my screen. I'm just like flying through this stuff right now. Hold on. Fort Dude, please. Okay, sweet. It worked. All right. Slowly but surely, guys. Slowly but surely. The grid is filling up. The grid is filling up. Say less, Cubics. Apparently, I've been a little glitchy. I think it's on my end, to be honest. Which is, again, a little annoying considering the, I guess, fact that I'm running solo right now here. So this should get working here shortly. JM, I see you typing as well here. All right. Just sent you EA request. Fire. Ah, so many friend requests, guys. It's a little tricky. Let's see. So that's JM now. Cubics is in. Spam JM a little. Good to see that you're in, Cubics. Yeah, as you guys can tell, I think I'm a little. I'm not even looking at the Twitch chat anymore. I'm like fully locked into the to the thing. I need to make sure everybody's joining us here today. Let's see. We are missing quite a few folks, unfortunately. Quite a few folks. Actually, not too many folks. We almost got the full grid here, including myself. Apparently, I signed up. Why did I sign up, guys? It's actually 14 people. Okay. All right. Let's see. Despy, hopefully, is not asleep. Mahmood is not joining us today. JM just joined us. Mini B-Man, unfortunately. Don't know where he is. Always Gaming is missing today, I think. Snipes has joined. Reimer is joining. Fort Dude is on. FIFA Teddy is not on. William and Cecizo are both on. Please join as we are starting shortly. Add me on EA. I shouldn't say that out loud in case I get added by random people. All right, slowly but surely, I think we're getting everybody in here. All right. And then a few tentatives. Pras, Samad, and the porpoise. I thought Samad had said no. And then I'm going to say Samad and the porpoise. You all be joining. Oh. Will you be joining? It's going, guys. It's going. Almost full grid. We're almost there. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer, man. I'm making, I swear. Oh, living. Somebody left as soon as I started singing. I'm taking that offensively. That was funny. Oh, man. I didn't think it was that bad. Be so for real, guys. I'm not a bad singer, I swear. All right. You know what? Let's go through the teams real quick. So I will apologize ahead of time here, guys. I did not have the proper ability to update everybody's points. So again, this is post-Japan, but I'd like to go through it anyway. Right now at the top of our constructors leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen, we have Scuderia Ferrari HP here between Mahmudev and Reimer. Reimer being a two-time champion here at Purple Sector Racing League. He's actually in his defending season right now, and it is starting a little roughly. for him at the moment. Quick second. Quick second. More invitations. I believe Reimer at the moment is in. Oh my gosh. So many things. Reimer currently holding 5th position. Unfortunately, did not finish the race in Spain, Madrid. Did get a silver podium finish, second place finish in Japan. And that is currently the standings. Again, we'll not be counting or discussing anything about Brazil here at the moment. Mahmudev holding the top spot at the moment, 48 points in total here. Finishing top spot in Japan, 18 points in Spain. A fairly comfortable thing here. Ferrari as well is the reigning champions have been the 5-time consecutive reigning champions for PSRL. So Ferrari is the constructors team to beat, and there is some fantastic competition. Looking immediately at the next second place constructor championship team here. Oracle Red Bull Racing at 60 points. Despy Gamer and Mac here doing a fantastic job, the both of them. Despy, I believe, finishing twice on the podium in Spain, in Japan. Fantastic drive from Despy here so far. Mac has been chasing a podium spot as well. Very excited to see what the Red Bull driver does. Audi Revolut F1 team, 52 points. 3rd place currently in the constructors. All right, I'm getting some people to add me back now. Let's see. All right. Invites are going out, fellas. If you're here, invites are going out. Walmart. Am I allowed to say that? Walmart? All right. Sweet. I believe that's almost everything. Unfortunately, we are still missing Fifatetti, but I think at this point they have not responded yet so far. Looking at the grid here at the moment, we have 12 drivers. It's going to be a nice appearing race here so far. To continue on the constructors list we have here currently at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, Snipes and Williams have both done a fantastic job here so far this season. Williams is our reigning rain master here at the moment. I'm sure he's looking forward to some wet racing here in Spa today. Snipes has done a fantastic job fighting for podium almost every single race here. They are definitely, these top 3 teams here are going to be neck and neck in the following few races. Of course, Ferrari, unfortunately, this race only has Reimer joining them. Mahmudev was not able to make it. But before I continue on with my tirade, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is all. F1. Ready up. And everybody else starting qualifying. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, grid is readying up. If you can hear me, ready up. Go on ahead. I can't ready up because I'm a spectator, which I think is a little silly. I've never been in this particular position before. Let's see. All right. I added you, Wild Hero. Fantastic. Woof. Audi's getting a lot of screen time right now. I'm not glazing on purpose here. It's just how it is right now. I'm doing a lot. Ooh, double invite right as the timer hit 0. Haas! TGR Haas F1 team here, 47 points, currently in 4th position for the Constructors' Championship. We unfortunately had full-time driver Bryce Hatfield retire from the season here, so there is currently an open seat for the Haas team here. Ceciza, though, has done a fantastic job, 22 points. Really helping out the team. I believe this is his 2nd year with Haas as well. Quite a fantastic driver to watch here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team, 36 points, always gaming, and Mini B-Man. Now, we had a fantastic few races between both of these drivers, always gaming, really putting on a show during Brazil. Mini B-Man, just a fantastic, consistent driver here as well. Always gaming, new to the league, a dark horse that appeared, and already at the front of the grid, so very enjoyable to always watch new folks join and to really put the metal down, put the pedal down, excuse me, pedal to the metal, and just showcase their skills and talents. Next up, we have Mercedes or Cadillac Formula One team with Focoena and SP Jabor here, both full-time drivers, both of them joining us here today. This is my team. I am always rooting for them, and I'm very excited to see what the beautiful black and white car here is going to be doing around Spa for us today. Up next, BWT Alpine Formula One team. We have Mr. The Gaming Walmart, who just joined us. This is his first official race as a full-time driver for the Alpine team. Very excited to see what he does for us today here. And if, once again, you guys are interested, there are at least the Haas and at least the Alpine C open. Please join. Our Discord invite should be down below, and something's telling me that the session is busted. The game crashed? Guys. Good lord. EA services, let's go. Okay, the game crashed. Alright. Restarting. Not enough people to start the session? No. I'm in here. Wait. Yeah. F1. Hold on, guys. I'm super confused right now. Session is open. If you got kicked, please at me and I will re-invite. We're cooking. We're trying to go. Okay. No, I'm in Prosk. Sorry, I apologize. Okay. Let's continue down this list. We're almost done. We're almost there. I'm looking at everybody in the pits right now. Atlassian Williams F1 team, full-time drivers, Prosk and Fifetetti. Unfortunately, I do not have the points for them, but they are the fourth to last team in the constructors. Fifetetti, unfortunately, not joining us today, but Prosk will be here to make big moves and gain big points for the blue team here. Aston Martin Aramco F1 team, full-time drivers, Cubics and Nander25. Unfortunately, Nander will not be joining us today. And fun fact, actually, Cubics has unfortunately received a qualifying ban due to PSRL rules. Cubics, if you're listening, I didn't want to say this in the chat. I thought it'd be fun to share it with everybody because I think it's kind of an achievement. You're the first one ever. Which is, I think that's kind of cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Mean Green Aston Martin team here has made history in the PSRL league here. I think that's kind of cool, and I think it's going to be fantastic watching Cubics at the back of the grid. Cubics, a great driver who joined us very recently. One of those drivers, again, that made a big impact immediately and was racing at the front of the grid. So it's going to be very entertaining to watch what he does at the back. So with that said, if you guys have somebody to root for, I would definitely put it on this guy. Second to last, we have Visa Cash App Racing Bulls Formula One team, MSA Samad and JM624. MSA Samad, unfortunately, is not joining us today. JM624, with 0 points this season, I believe, so far, is going to be gunning for big moves today. Last but not least, the McLaren MasterCard Formula One team, unfortunately. No Cap will not be joining us, but Fort Dude 21 is. I believe this is going to be a pretty good opportunity for the McLaren team to gain big points. And we're going to have to see what Fort Dude is able to lay out on the track for us. Now, with that said, we can go over to the game. Let me make sure I'm not, yes, I got kicked. Re-inviting. First, I need to re-invite. people. Okay, how about this one? Actually, it's a good thing you guys can't see my screen right now. Okay. Sweet. There we go. Don't look at that, guys. I trust you guys. All right. Woo! I think we're good. I think we're back. Good Lord, guys. This is kind of brutal. I gotta respect money for the hustle. All right. We're here. Yippee! It only took us a little while. I'd like to thank you guys for your patience here. A lot of people here, 10 people joining us. Thank you for joining. Again, I super apologize. That is a little embarrassing. Cubics retires from the session. Thank you, Cubics. Thank you. Let's see what I missed here. As the former TP at the Ferrari, I'll take full credit for recruiting Reimer to PSRL. That is a pretty good achievement. I'm not going to lie to you. Money, good luck, everybody. Sending love from the Money family. Thank you very much, Money. Accepting that with my full heart here. Hopefully we have a fantastic race here today. And let's join Fort Dude here. Once again, he's going to have to be hoping for big points here today. The McLaren team currently has 0 points, actually. So he is going to be the sole carrier of the team. Let's go on board as he comes up to Eau Rouge. Going through Rodillion now. I didn't watch the IRL Spa race, so I actually don't know how these cars are going to be. I imagine the battery through the Kemmel Straight here is going to be absolutely brutal. Holding up 320 kilometers per hour. Good swing into turn 5 there, actually. Missing the apex just a little bit. Coming up now into turn 8. A little bit of a lockup there from the McLaren driver as Ayofan Williams sets our fastest time on 1:46.425. Coming up into Fagnus now, turn 10 and 11, I believe. Very strong, high speed, downhill left-hander. Very entertaining to go side by side. It is doable. It is doable. Cubics, yes, you did make PSRO history. You're not alone. I think we've had a sad I can't quali. Why can't you quali? Are you out, or do you need another invite, Walmart? Do get back to me here in the chat. I am now in full commentator mode, so Discord doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. No, I'm kidding. I'll check Discord. Sorry about that. There's no way. Whoop. What? So Caesar's like Caesar got like glitched up really weird. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fort Dude crosses the line of 146.839 here. Our top 5 drivers all within a second here of Ayofan Williams. Reimer, as soon as I say that, sets a 145.850. Fantastic lap here from the Ferrari driver. Racing alone here today. Unfortunately, Mahmudev is not feeling well. Please send your heart out to Mahmudev, a fantastic driver. Currently our lead for the Drivers' Championship. This is going to be a very big mix-up of the points, though, here today. Of course, Reimer currently 5th in the standings, going to be hoping to make a move. Despy, I believe, is 3rd in the standings, is going to be hoping to make something better than 3rd place here. We're watching him swing through up into, I believe, turn 16. Very slow. Look at him struggling with the battery here at the moment. This is going to be very entertaining to watch, I feel like. Coming up now into turn 18, the bus stop is Snipes. That's a 145.200 flat. Very interesting to see there. Snipes in the Audi. A fantastic drive here as Despy coming up, crossing the line, a 147.879. Both Red Bull drivers actually fairly close to each other on pace. And in the meantime, let's jump over to Fifitetti here, who did join us. I thought Fifitetti wasn't with us here today. And I do unfortunately have to tab out. Qualifying. Add me. Daft Punk Hero. I apologize if I missed you. I should do the coordinating a little more often, huh, guys? I feel like it's probably a problem if I'm not. Let's see where we should add this fine gentleman here. We are going to be having a reserve driver join us, and I believe Malachi will be added to the Haas team. All right, back over here to FIFA Teddy here on his outlap, coming up into turn 18, gaining a lot of battery here at the moment, really trying to maximize what he's able to do here, and watching the chat blow up. Thank you guys for being so helpful with each other here at the moment. It's really helping us. It's really helping the league out, helping me out as well, of course. Again, normally Money is the handler, and I really have to respect the effort he does. All I do is talk. So I'm really understanding and appreciating here some of the effort that goes into the league. But with that said, we should be having one more person join us for 16 drivers on the grid. FIFA Teddy going up on the Kemmel Straight. We see a Cadillac, a V-Carb here off to the side, and an Alpine in the back there as well. All gaining battery. FIFA Teddy swinging in turns 5, 6, setting a purple sector 1 actually. This is going to have to be a driver to watch at the moment. Let's go on board as he goes up into turn 8. Huge swing, I think a little early there. Having to avoid the grass as he's coming up into turn 9 now. Using a lot of battery here, trying to get in a lot of speed as he swings down into Fagnus. Oh, and he just overshoots it, but he doesn't invalidate the lap! FIFA Teddy does not invalidate the lap as he goes through Fagnus. Turns 12, 13 here now. If he keeps it steady, I think he might be in a really good position here. Did not set a purple sector 2 here, unfortunately. Completely out of battery now through sector 3. This is going to be a little brutal now. Walmart, a 5-place grid penalty for collision with JM. We see a little wing damage here at the moment from our Alpine driver. Currently on his outlap, a little brutal, of course, as we now go back to FIFA Teddy, coming out of the bus stop now. Crossing the line, a 148.264. Very, very unfortunate here for the Williams driver, though we know he has it in him. Setting a purple sector 1, unfortunately did not seem very comfortable through sector 2, and of course was out of battery by sector 3 here. I do apologize, ladies and gents. I do need to add this fine folk here. Runs the player. The player. Is that you? I'm assuming that's you. Alex's Beast, my goat. All right. All right. Need to send that invite again to that fine gentleman here. Malaki, or Alex's Beast, joining us as a reserve driver in the Haas. We're going to have to see what Alex does here today. Alexis. We're going to have to see what Alexis does here today. Because it may be up for contention to be a full-time Haas driver here. Let's go over to Walmart here, who had a very, very unfortunate moment. Currently, actually, on his Sector 2, opting to stay out with the damaged wing. Can I race just for shill today? I don't know who Renato Games official. If you'd like to join, why not? We have the space here at the moment. You can be a reserve driver. I was purple S1 and S2 always gaming. Very, very unfortunate moment there. The battery here is a little brutal. Renato, if you can hear me and you're waiting here, we'd love to have you join us. Our Discord invite should work still, I believe. But again, I keep repeating, thank you guys for your patience and your love here. You guys have been very patient with me, especially as I've been trying to make sure you guys are all able to join here so far. We had all-wheel drive car sounds crazy. That's hypercars though. Alexis, excuse me, I keep saying Alex. Alexis is Beast joining us here in the Haas. we should be having a gentleman here join us shortly, Renato. Hopefully joining us here soon. There we go, Renato Games. Renato Games official. Add me on, here. Let's see. I'm choosing cards a little willy-nilly here. I actually don't know if Money the Merchant has a system to add you guys to cars when you're reserve drivers. He just does it, and I assume he's correct all the time. All right. We should have a fine gentleman here, Renato Games _official, joining us. Also a live streamer. Thank you for joining us on that note. Snipe sets another fast lap, a 144.871 here. It seems like Snipe is by far ahead, one of the fastest drivers on the grid, almost a full second ahead of second place. JM in the garage here at the moment. Reimer currently on track, though. We're going to have to see if he does anything right now. I would love the V8 hypercar, like V8, or excuse me, the V8 cars again. It'd be fantastic. I obviously wasn't into F1 at the time. I'm only 23. I did miss that era. Invite sended. Thank you, Rento. Let's get you going here. Renato Games. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a dark horse, DMT Renato Games, joining us today in the Aston Martin. We're going to have to see what our new 17th driver here, I believe this is his first time joining, obviously. I'm very curious as to what this fine gentleman is going to do. And while we're here, allow me to remind you folks, that we do have a stricter race today. Incidents will immediately result in a yellow flag for you drivers. Oh, shoot. Dude, you're so right. I'm sorry. That was silly, man. I thought I invited you. Oopsie. All right, there we go. I immediately locked back into the commentator thing. Oh, that was dumb. Thank you for telling me, man. That was silly. Hey, you'll be starting with your buddy if you don't get a lap in, though. That's totally my bad. That is horrifically my bad. Currently online with IUF1 Williams here, completely out of battery as he swings through turn 17. Coming up into turn 18, you can really tell the battery struggle that occurs here by sector 3, swinging through turn 19, out of the bus stop, losing the car just a little bit there, managing to regain control, crossing the line, shooting up into 4th position. Fantastic drive here from IUF1 William in the Audi car. The Audi team, somebody to watch here at the moment. Invite again. I got you, brother. Let's see. It's been a little funky. I have a really bad streak with the online services. Oop! I sent the invite to the wrong person. EA bug. Yeah, it's been a little slow. I don't know if you were with us here earlier, Rento, but it's been a bit of a hassle getting everybody to join here. We've had a few retirements now, though. At this point, Focoena retiring in 7th place here at the moment, 146.295, and Fifatetti in the Williams, a 148.264. Interesting from Fifatetti, considering he did have that purple sector no showing. Let me unadd you and then re-add me again, Renta. We did that with somebody else and it worked. If you give me a quick second. Nope. That's not what I'm trying to do. How do I uninvite you? Or unfriend you? Can you unfriend me actually? Or if you're able to unfriend me on your end, if you unfriend me real quick and then refriend me, I think that should work. Yeah, we did that with your teammate actually, Cubics, I think, or no, we did that with somebody else. All right, we're coming up to the end of qualifying, folks. Thank you again for your patience. The race, I'll make sure, is a little smoother. I have been jumping around, but once the race starts, I probably will lock down invites outside of maybe crashes, unfortunately, between the loading screens. Rules are an option. Walmart is impeding. No, don't do it, Walmart. Don't do me like that. Rules are an option. Rules are not an option. I will be sending out a momentary reminder here before we start up. In fact, I should do that right now since this is his first race. All right. F1 driver, F1 formula. Do not start the race while it is over. All right. Rules are an option. A little brutal here, it sounds like. One of our rookie drivers in the Alpine, Mr. Walmart Gaming here, struggling a little bit with the competitive nature of the scene. He does have wing damage, and he's still opting to stay out, which has been an interesting decision as he now swings into the pit lane. We're going to have to see what happens here. Very unfortunate, though, Reimer. I do apologize. Can anyone add me? Did that not work? Did you unadd me? Oopsie. Let's see. Rento, I will have you... Is somebody able to help me out with Rento, please? Let me see. At Prosk. Get Rento added. Well, we should be able to have you join Rento. I do apologize with that. I think we've had people join after the full race has started. So, honestly, I think the best thing that F1 cars can do in the most simplified way, active suspension, big under. I agree with you, Nando, except for the big underbody arrow. Now, the only reason I disagree with the underbody arrow is let's see, Rento. Sorry. Rento Games official. What's your EA? Why? Of course, the one time. Yeah, gaming. I'm sorry. You are learning. Please continue to learn. You're totally fine. There's so many talking points here at the moment. Give me a quick second. Whew. Yeah, battery inequality has been extremely hard to manage. But yes, Gaming Walmart, absolutely do not feel bad at all. Everybody here started somewhere, and I would encourage you actually to ask folks like Reimer to a little, some tips and tricks, especially. All of us love absolutely helping each other out, trying to be better racers. So in that regard, don't be ashamed ever. We unfortunately had a gentleman leave just for that reason, I guess. They just kind of messed up by accident, and they left the league. And we definitely don't want that to happen. We want everybody to have a good time first and foremost, and then obviously ultimately learn and get better. How do I get good? I won't tell you. I won't tell you specifically, Hatfield, how to get good from in-game. Shoot, are you sure you're not receiving the invite, Renato Games? I'm super sorry here. If you guys will please wait just a few more instances, let's try to get this gentleman to join us here. It sucks. Why is it the one time we have a guy joining us, he received it, okay. The one time we have a guy joining us and it does not work. But don't appear. I received but don't appear. Oh my gosh, man. EA servers is just a fantastic. No way, I just crashed. Oh, okay. Okay. I had a weird instance. Give it another shot, Rento. I do need to type up a quick message for all of our drivers here, and for those of you that are listening as well. But let me make sure. I don't like that it does this. Let's see. All right, I have the duty of starting us off here now. Drivers. Ordinance. All right. Give it a few more seconds here. Yeah, forget. Petition race GT3 Spa instead. I don't mind that. You will get everything down, gaming. Everybody starts somewhere. Unfortunately, Rento, it doesn't look like we're able to get you in then, I guess. A little ashamed. Unfortunately, the lobby's been a little iffy, so I'm hesitant to restart it fully. But drivers, if you're here, you're in. Fantastic. Shoot, I would have waited like a half a second more. Wait, you can't take a car though? Oh, crap. I can't have you take a car or something? It's a little annoying. Alright. Only if the lobby restarts. I do apologize, Renato. We have struggled with the lobby today, so I'm a little hesitant to restart the lobby. But I would really like to see you join us. Again, very, very unfortunate that the invites was bugging out. But ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, 5 lights are coming up in Spa-Francorchamps, and away we go immediately. The lights did not wait for anybody as we have Snipes moving off to the far line here, defending Reimer, holding the inside 3 wide. They go through turn 1. Williams getting shoved a little bit wide there. Reimer holding the inside, coming up to Eau Rouge side by side. They don't do it. They don't do it. I don't think they do it. And they do go side by side. A little bit of contact there. The Silver Arrow bumping into the Ferrari, losing a little bit of speed. Reimer gets through. Unfortunately for the Mercedes, the Audi takes advantage of the situation. Williams moves up here. Going through turn 5 side by side. Williams is not able to hold it. Reimer goes off track. Williams goes off track as well. Cadillac shoving through here side by side. The Cadillac. And JM gets shoved off of the track. Very unfortunate moment. It looked like a little bit of contact with the Williams as Cubics moves up through the inside of turn 8 here. Fantastic racing so far. That is going to be an incident here, unfortunately, already at the start of our race there for JM. There is a long race to go, though. Very easily recoverable. On board now with, I believe... Oh, shoot, I don't remember who. SP Jabor sitting behind the Haas here. He will have to consider the car behind. The McLaren here, a Fort dude, sniffing the rear right now of the Cadillac. Both Cadillacs actually could work in tandem here against the McLaren driver. We're going to have to see what happens here. And thank you for the following, Rento. Once again, do apologize for that. Hopefully next week we can have you join us. I think you'd have a great time. We have a huge moment here. As always, gaming gets knocked off to the side here going through turn 17. I'm not quite sure what happened. In fact, I didn't realize Always Gaming was here with us. I do apologize, Always Gaming. I'm pretty sure I said out loud that you weren't here. So it's good to have you here. I'm glad to have you here. Big moment there. That is going to probably be a big incident report as he looks down the inside, holds off on the Williams here, opting instead to sit behind Prosk and takes advantage of the situation. Prosk compromises himself through turn 1. Always Gaming gets the position, and up into Eau Rouge they go. Prosk falling down into 11th place. Some strong racing here so far. A little bit of bumping as we go up to Reimer. As William, the Audi's 1 and 2 right now. Going down the Kemmel Straight here. SP Jabor, Focoena changing up in the background as well. Reimer not able to do much here at the moment, unfortunately. Snipes and Williams holding the lead. The Audi team working in tandem here at the moment. We're going to have to see what the response is from the rest of the grid. Alexis Beast here right behind the sister team Ferrari. SP Jabor and Focoena in the Cadillac have made their way past Fort Dude comfortably. Fort Dude now needing to worry about the Aston Martin behind. Cubic starting from the back of the grid up into 8th position. Up in 8th position, I can't think of a better start so far for any driver. I don't see any distinct damage here at the moment. Let's go on board as we come up at the end of Sector 2. Cubics unfortunately losing a little bit of speed here. I did try staying a little quiet there, listening to the engine here. Mac gets a fantastic run here using a lot of battery, I assume, though. We're going to have to see if it's enough. As Prosk makes a move in the background there, Alexis makes a move on Reimer. Side by side, they're coming up into the bus stop. Reimer has a lot of battery to go through here at the moment. There's a lot of fighting on track, and I'm struggling to see who to put the camera on. Let's go over here Fort Dude defending a strong position, almost losing the car, unfortunately getting passed by Always Gaming and Mac here as he almost loses the car coming out of the bus stop. Always Gaming sticks a nose into the inside of turn 1. Oh, almost loses the rear of the car. Let's go to Fort Dude's perspective here. Mac trying to hold the outside, unfortunately does not get it. Always Gaming moves up ahead into 8th position, coming up into Eau Rouge through Adillion. The Kemmel Straight is going to be the place to decide what happens here. Overtake mode is on. Side by side, the Red Bull and the Mercedes. History repeating itself. Coming up into turn 5, Always Gaming not able to make a counter move here. Fantastic fighting from both of these drivers. Great pass from Always Gaming. Great counter pass from Mac here. As Walmart, unfortunately, DNFs from the session here. And we have a full-blown safety car. This is going to be huge here. 3 laps into Spa is pretty significant if you ask me. The tire degradation here is nothing to joke about. Unfortunately, JM, who fell to the back of the grid due to the early start contact, I don't immediately see any damage on JM, which is good. I'm glad to see the V-Carb driver does not have significant damage on his front wings, at least. Sitting behind Despy, Cecizo, Fifetetti, and Prost, both Williams drivers, unfortunately, 11 and 12th here. Fort Dude in 10th, the only McLaren driver on the grid, Always Gaming. A fantastic drive here so far as I've seen. Up in 9th, Mac in 8th, Cubics 7th here at the moment, SP Jabor, Focoena, the Cadillac, 6 and 5, Reimer in 4th, Alex is Beast or Alexis Beast? I don't know, I'm just going to call you Beast. Beast in the Haas in 3rd here at the moment, very pretty helmet there as well, and then ladies and gentlemen, the Audi drivers, IUF and William in 2nd place, Snipes almost 2 seconds ahead of his teammate here, even under safety car conditions, as Snipes actually goes into the pit lane here. Oh, well, Alex and Reimer following him in as well. Focoena goes in as well. SP Jabor does not go in. We're seeing some strategy calls come in now. Prost goes in. That seemed a little aggressive of an entrance there. Cecizo also deciding to go in, and JM deciding to go in as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to see what the tire strategy call is here today. Gaming Walmart. Very unfortunate moment, Walmart. You know what? We'll try to set up a session where we can maybe talk you through. If you're new to racing, like fully new, then we would absolutely love to coach you and teach you through on like what to expect, things to do. We do apologize. We normally have a Division 2 for newer drivers such as yourself, but unfortunately, that division does not have enough folks to race in it at the moment. But thank you for joining, at least, and actually putting in the effort. That's definitely half of the battle right there. But just, you know, don't feel bad. It happens. Everybody starts somewhere. I know I wasn't the best when I first started F1 racing. I've since then moved on to other motorsports, and I've really, really enjoyed it here. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us here, we're in lap 4 under safety car here. Unfortunately, Walmart in the Alpine had a big moment going through Eau Rouge, it looked like, and brought out a full-blown safety car here. It did change up some strategy calls, though. 9th through 15th have all decided to change their tires. Snipes opting to go on medium tires. The rest of the pitters going on hard tires. We're going to have to see what the strategy call is across the board, though, because I don't see any of these tires lasting the remainder of the race. And relying on a safety car is a little bit tricky here, especially in Spa, only because of the distance of the walls here. So in some cases, maybe lucky, in some cases unlucky that a safety car happened here for some of our drivers to make a strategy off of. We'll have to see what happens. Hatfield, LMU, yes. By other motorsports, I mean LMU. Oh, dude, gaming. Oh my gosh, that's like one of the hardest things to get used to by far. Yeah, you're not new then. Yeah, dude, even as like that, me too is what I'm getting at. I'll be honest. I tried throwing that on during the Madrid race. I raced in Madrid. I gave Money the full commentary position, I guess, or like he was the full commentator. And I did quali with brake assist off. Worst idea ever. I had to put it back on. It was tough. It was tough. Yeah, and if you're out of practice too, on top of it, it's a little brutal. I just realized I never responded to Nando too. If you're still here, Nando. best thing F1 cars can do right now is simplify, is active suspension, I agree. Big underbody aero, I disagree. Light chassis, I'm indifferent. Smaller cars, kind of yes, I agree. And like 1200 horsepower, no hybrid. I do agree with both of those. The reason I don't agree with the big underbody aero, Nando, is just the fact that we've dealt so much with that spray effect. One big thing that bothers me about Formula One, unlike other motorsports, is that they almost never race in the wet. And that's partially due to the underbody aero effect that occurs when you go through water. It sprays a lot of particulate up into the air. And I think for that reason, it's a little tough. And ladies and gentlemen, I just noticed that Snipes put on hard tires and fell to the back of the grid. Okay, that makes sense. I was wondering what happened there. Snipes, that's super unfortunate. I was wondering, I saw Alex in 8th, and I'm like, I'm missing somebody. That's really unfortunate, Snipes. This game has been on one today, unfortunately. With the problems, of course, with Rento not being able to join. Half of you guys weren't able to join, and now, obviously, we have this fantastic problem. Manderson12, thank you for following. Thank you for joining PSRL here and watching our fantastic racers. We are, as you can tell, under a safety car. It's been about now coming up on 3 laps. I haven't seen any indication that it's going in this lap here, unfortunately. We're going to have to see how long. And it is! As soon as I say it, it's going in. Make F1 helmet wipers. Fix the issue. I do agree. Nando, what's your opinion on the helmet wipers? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going back to full racing conditions here in a second. IUF and William, our front Audi on the grid. Snipes falling down all the way to 15th, unfortunately, due to a glitch. Putting on medium tires, I was wondering why that happened, and it's because you didn't do it on purpose, and that makes a lot of sense. Currently on board with IUF and William, that is where the camera is focused. SP Jabor sitting behind him in the Cadillac. Cubics in the Aston Martin. A fantastic drive here so far from Cubics. And ladies and gentlemen, he's taking off right here. We are back to full racing conditions here at the moment. Nobody seeming able to take advantage of the restart, though. Reimer very close to the rear of the Red Bull, showing a nose. The Red Bull not taking the bait. Reimer getting a little close there for comfort as Prosk, one of the Williams, forces their way through. The Cadillac is allowed through after the Williams acknowledges the mistake there. Very gentlemanly racing here as JM takes advantage of the situation here. I'm not quite sure who that was, and Prosk, unfortunately, was the I guess the causer of that little bit of contact there. Did give up the position once again. Very gentlemanly there in that case. JM, though, sniffing the rear of Focoena here. He's going to want to make a move here. He knows Prosk is one of the more aggressive drivers on the grid here. Very strong racecraft as we actually see JM show a little bit of a nose there, hoping to get Focoena to react. Focoena staying steady on the track here. Snipes may be able to take advantage of the situation here. So Cizo, who got past now, and we're going to have ourselves a nice little battle as we see JM go for a big move into Fangus, makes the pass. Prost gets shoved wide. Snipes moves on through. I'm not too sure if that was a contact situation or if Prost almost lost the car. Snipes makes a dive, going through. Focoena trying to hold on around the outside, not able to do anything there. Snipes moves up into 12th position after 2 fantastic passes in Sector 2. JM now sniffing the rear of his sister team. 11th and 10th now fighting. The V-Carp struggling here as the battery depletes. He is going to have straight mode active though, but unfortunately doesn't look like it's going to be enough. As Despy shows a nose to the Williams, JM a huge moment as he locks up and through the bus stop, getting a 3-second time penalty. A big moment, unfortunately, for the Red Bull V-Carb team here. Prosk now hoping to make a move, does not decide to go for it. We're seeing a lot of fighting up here. I have been seeing it happen, unfortunately not following it here. as Alex has fallen down into 7th position, unfortunately. We'll have a massive run on the McLaren. A huge overspeed as he shoots up past Rodillion. Overtake mode active, straight mode active, and more fighting in the background yet again here. We got a nice little pile up here. Snipes moves up past the Red Bull car. And Snipes continues to make his way up to the front of the field after a very unfortunate pit stop moment where his team threw on the wrong set of tires. If we move up to the front of the grid now, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the Cadillac driver, SB Jabor, sniffing the rear of IUF1 Williams here, who's been doing a fantastic job. Cubics, who started at the back of the grid in the Aston Martin, has made his way up into 3rd position. A fantastic drive here from the Green Machine driver. After that, we are seeing a little bit of a split here. And then once we reach the end of the grid, good Lord! It is packed over here. Side by side as Focoena makes a move on Prosk, I believe, gets the move done. The Haas driver trying to take advantage of the situation, not able to do anything there. Very unfortunate moment there as, oh my goodness, Prosk and Despy go side by side past Fort Dude. Fort Dude losing a lot of speed here. JM makes a move. Focoena also a lot of overspeed now. Oh, Fort Dude defends the outside position. Focoena does a switchback into the bus stop. Side by side, and Focoena gets the move done. A fantastic maneuver there by the Cadillac driver. Fort Dude unfortunately falling down in 13th position, now needing to defend against Haas and the Williams driver. Fifitetti showing a nose, 3 wide into turn 1. Very deep move by the Williams driver. No switchback by Fort Dude. And Cecizo and Fifitetti are through. A fantastic move there by the Williams driver. Very, very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. We move up here to the pack. We've been watching some great fighting across the board here today. We're going to get on Focoena here, who is in the rear of this pack. The Red Bull driver showing a nose into turn 5, not able to do anything. Focoena attempting to go side by side, not able to get the move done. Falls behind now, unfortunately, but does set a purple sector 1. Despy and Focoena are slowing each other down a little bit now there in the rear. I will have to jump to the front of the grid, though. There has been fighting everywhere, fighting galore. Cubics has moved up 12 whole positions to give everybody an idea of the type of fight this gentleman has been putting up here so far. We'll move on and look at tire stats here in a moment as Reimer and Snipes now side by side fighting each other here up into turn, oh god, 13. Reimer holds on to the position here. And we may be seeing a counter move by Snipes, though. A fair bit of battery, a lot of overspeed here. Reimer goes into the outside. Snipes makes the move here, always gaming up into 3rd position now as well. Unfortunately, Cubics has run out of battery in Sector 3. Interestingly enough, I'm noticing that a lot of drivers have realized that Sector 3 is a huge overtaking opportunity because people will blow their battery in Sectors 1 and 2. Reimer now going to need to set himself up here as he comes up into La Surge. Cubic side by side with Always Gaming. Oh, he doesn't challenge Eau Rouge. He doesn't do it. Oh, he doesn't. He backs off, but a huge moment there as Always Gaming almost rear ends the Cadillac driver, having to slam onto the brakes, needing to lose a lot of speed there now to make sure he doesn't have major contact. Cubics makes his way through up into turn 5. Not able to do a counterplay. Haas in the back there, hoping to take advantage of the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a fight for the #1 spot between 4 drivers, 4 different teams. This has been a fantastic race back here at PSRL. Let's go on board with Always Gaming in the CrowdStrike car here, as we see Cubics show a little bit of some body work there in the rear view of the Cadillac driver. Big contact as Cubics rear ends, unfortunately, the Cadillac driver, who now falls down almost 2 positions side by side with Always Gaming. Oh, super clean as Alex the Beast is taking advantage of the situation, almost getting a nose through, and as Always Gaming in the Mercedes gets through past the Cadillac car. There's been a lot of fighting today, guys. I'm losing my voice so fast. Huge overspeed here by the Haas car as he gets up and past the Cadillac driver. Snipes up into 6th position now. We'll have to see if SP Jabor is able to make a counter move, and I just don't think so. He thought about it. Cubics and Always Gaming ahead of us here. Side by side coming out of turn 19. A little bit of contact it looked like there. Cubics holds on to the position. We're seeing a lot of fighting in the rear as well. But unfortunately, guys, I'm trying to keep track of everything. It's a little intense. I think somebody spun. Mac, unfortunately, spins and goes into the pits. Big moment here for the Red Bull driver, unfortunately. And Alex in the Haas up into second position now. I don't have enough cameras to track this, as we now have 4 drivers side by side. 4 drivers in the pits as well. Snipes and Reimer once again fighting up in for 5th position. Nothing there, unfortunately. Let's jump back here to this crew here. Prost currently leading the pack, coming up into turn 5. Oh my gosh, the V-Carb and the Cadillac. No contact there, thankfully. Prost holds on to his position. Focoena holds on to 8th. JM is sniffing for that 8th position, though. Having to really represent for the V-Carb team here today. He's going to need some very big points. They are strong contenders for the Constructors' Championship, as Alex has moved up into 1st position now. We have yet another big little bubble here between Always Gaming, Cubics, and IUF and William. Let's go on board with the Mercedes driver to see if anything dramatic happens. Look at all that battery. We're about to see big overtaking moments here right now. And it looks like the rest of the grid has also saved up on some battery here. None of the drivers really gaining much speed on each other outside of just basic slipstream. Cubics upside. Past the Audi, actually. The Audi driver trying to get a move. A huge dive by Always Gaming as he almost rear ends the Aston Martin, having to make a defensive or evasive maneuver there. And IUF and William goes into the pits here. Snipes moves up into 3rd position, very rapidly catching up. Always Gaming, unfortunately, did lose a place out to Snipes there due to the mistimed braking there. Reimer now on the rear of the Mercedes driver. And ladies and gentlemen, let's throw on some tire data here as Reimer... Oh! Whoa! Oh my gosh. Okay, he ghosted. I thought he rear-ended him into Eau Rouge. I was about to start screaming. Reimer up past Always Gaming, making a move now on Snipes. They've been fighting back and forth here for quite some time. Oh, fantastic maneuver here from the Ferrari driver, holding on to the position. Always Gaming trying to stick a nose inside of the Audi. Showing a nose. Defensive maneuver there by Snipes. Look how close these guys are, man. This is ridiculous. Always Gaming, unfortunately, now losing a little bit of speed. He is on 10-lap old medium tires. Always Gaming is going to have to consider a pit stop strategy here soon, or risk falling further down the order. Snipes and Reimer once again trading positions here. Snipes moves up in the 3rd position. Always Gaming just not able to take advantage anymore due to the tire degradation. Once again, Spa, very difficult situation to be in. And Alex has ran away with it. Alex is beast, is true. The beast is running away with it. Somebody leash him. Always Gaming. A lot of speed here as he's catching up to Reimer. I think it's in his best interest to pit now at this point. Reimer opting to not make a pass on Snipes into the bus stop. And yes, Always Gaming does go into the pit here. A very reasonable strategy call. As JM and Prosk fight here. Prosk having to make a defensive move. JM does get the switchback possibly. And no, Prosk has the battery and pulls away. Focoena taking advantage of the situation now. Side by side into T1 now. The V-Carb driver unfortunately losing out on 2 positions essentially, it looked like, as he now shuffles in behind the Tommy Hilfiger car. Focoena, though, makes a pass side by side. Prost gets passed by both cars going into Eau Rouge. He will have the overspeed now. A lot of battery, I assume, as he once again trades back positions with the V-Carb. Prost holds on still as Focoena starts pulling away a little bit. Let's throw on what the tire call here was for Always Gaming as he threw on some hard tires, Rento. I don't really think we'll be seeing any soft tires from anybody unless there's a very late safety car. But additionally, none of these hard tires make it to the end of the race. Despy is on 11-lap-old hard tires. Cubics is on 11-lap-old hard tires. It's starting to get a little tricky. There's a lot of differences of a lot of differences in strategies going on right now. I think it's making it quite interesting, as once again we see Prosk and Focoena fighting up ahead here. Let's get rid of the timing tower there, or better said, maybe I'll just disable the tires thing there. Snipes and Reimer once again fighting up here in third position at the moment. Cubics has lost a lot of time. He is on 11 lap old hard tires, and we have a big moment in the rear here. Sacizo goes off track, coming out of sector 3, loses out on 2 positions, I believe. Always Gaming makes his way through here. And Focoena and Prosk yet again. Whoa, big moment. I think Prosk goes into the pits there. Despy now on the rear of the Cadillac driver. Look at this. 2 Cadillacs, both in vicious combat at the moment. Big lockup, though, from Focoena there. As Ayof and William makes his way past SP Jabor. Prosk falls down to 11th position, going onto the hard tires. We're watching him exit the pits here at the moment. We're going to have to see where he comes out, and I believe nobody will be there to challenge him, unfortunately. SP Jabor falls a little further behind now, as Snipes makes the move on Cubics up here in the lead into turn 5. A fantastic maneuver. Let's go on board with Cubics. I really doubt he's going to be able to really make a counter move. In fact, Reimer may be the guy to watch. We're now starting to watch a lot of our drivers spread out a little bit here. The tire differences are really making themselves known now. We've been watching a lot of big moment as Fifitetti retires from the session in the pit lane. There will be no safety car. Very unfortunate for the Williams driver, who was 15th place. We do offer points to drivers between 1st down to 15th. Cubics trying to go side by side. Does not hold the outside there. He is slowing down Snipes, though, here. This is giving Reimer possibly a very big opportunity if he's able to take advantage of the situation. Some fantastic racing here today. I'm super happy to see the amount of just raw racecraft here that these guys are demonstrating. Cubics gaining, going through turn 17, eating a little bit of grass that might have cost him a little speed, unfortunately. Shows a nose as Snipes locks up going into turn 18. Not able to make anything out of that, unfortunately. Cubics now on 13 lap old hard tires. Can you imagine that? Let's go on board here with SP Jabor, who seems to be Lycoing a little bit, trying to save up on battery, wanting to make a move on IUF and William now. There has been a lot of action this race. There's a lot of clip-worthy moments in my opinion. And ladies and gentlemen, Reimer makes his way through. We go on board with Cubics as Reimer shaves the outside wheel of the Aston Martin. Cubics just not able to do anything in return, unfortunately, due to those tires, man. Look at him sliding around the area. They must be getting greasy. They must be getting icy. IUF and William Lycoing a fair bit here. We heard him lift quite early. SP Jabor trying to very slowly gain on the Audi ahead. IUF and William, though, has managed to get quite close to the back of this Red Bull. 3-second time penalty for excessive track limits. All right, IUF and William opting to use battery, possibly wanting to swing into Fagnus, does not do it. Mac, a 3-second time penalty for excessive track limits as well. We're watching a huge moment of overspeed here. The Red Bull driver opting to use battery to retaliate. SP Jabor not quite close enough to really make any moves yet here. Cubics is coming up to the pit lane. We're going to have to see what the Aston Martin driver decides to do here. And I think Cubics is still coming up to the bus stop here. SP Jabor, though, saved up a lot of battery for this Sector 3 fight here. Coming up into the bus stop. Let's go on board with the Cadillac driver as they go 3 wide. Coming up into turn 18. Despy falls behind. SP Jabor gets the move done. A fantastic double overtake there from the Cadillac driver up into 7th position. Cubics goes into the pits. Oh, Despy thought about a move there, tapping the rear car of IUF and William, though. William will have a lot more battery than SP Jabor. I won't show Jabor's battery here. Let's keep it interesting as William backs off of Eau Rouge up through Rodillion. And ladies and gentlemen, we're about to watch a drag race here. Oh, Good move there. SP Jabor immediately swinging out into the wide side of the track. Unfortunately, that does give William the inside here. Does Jabor hold it around the outside? Big contact there as William unfortunately gets moved off a little bit. That might have been an unfortunate racing incident though. William doesn't seem to have any major damage. Thankfully, Despy not able to really make anything out of the situation. Cubics falling down into 10th position, less than half a tenth behind Always Gaming. Let's throw on some data here, and he threw on medium tires with the remaining 8 laps left. He's going to have to make these last 8 laps. A lot of these guys might have to consider pitting, though. Alex, 11 laps. Snipes, 10 laps. Reimer, 11. JM, 11. Focoena, 11. SP Jabor on 5 lap. Ayuf and William on 5 lap. And we see a little bit of fighting here ahead between Always Gaming and Cubics here. Cubics is on cold, fresh, medium tires. Always Gaming on 3 lap old hard tires. SP Jabor and Ayuf and William once again fighting up here for 6th position. Now, I'll be quite honest with you guys. I think Ayuf and William and SP Jabor are fighting for 1st place. I don't think there's... And Cecizo has a huge moment here in the back, coming out of Sector 2 into Sector 3. Unfortunately, possibly just lost the car in a spin there. I don't see any big damage there. But as I was saying, I think for net 1st place, it's between Ayuf and William and SP Jabor. The top 5 drivers have too old of tires. I don't think they make it. Those tires are going to explode. This track is unforgiving. And trying to make those tires last another 8 laps, almost 20 lap old tires on Spa, I don't think that's happening. SP Jabor extremely close to the rear of William, taps him a little bit in the diffuser there. Doesn't really disrupt William, though, thankfully. Might have just been a little bit of excessive graphics there. It really didn't look that serious, honestly. Always Gaming here, though, fighting once again with Cubics. He did make a pass on Cubics, it seems like. Also trying to go around the outside of Despy into turn 9. He gets the move there. And Cubics takes advantage of the situation side by side up into Fangness. Let's go on board with Cubics as he swings a little wide. Always Gaming gets the pass done. Despy defending the inside here. Cubics on the outside. Deep dive into turn 12, up into turn 13. And Cubics gets the maneuver done. Fantastic, fantastic moves from both of those drivers. Always Gaming making an extremely rare and difficult pass into turn 9. Around the outside, too, and it was very clean. Very, very impressive maneuver there from the Mercedes drivers. He's up into 8th position now. Cubics sniffing the rear still, not letting this guy get away. SP Jabor still just sitting behind the Audi driver. They're starting to gain on the group ahead of them. Again, those tires are just starting to become too difficult to work with. Now, I think Ayuf and William and Jabor will need to work together a little bit to try to make their way up. Always Gaming is going to be 3 seconds behind them, and he's a very, very strong driver. Definitely somebody to watch out for. Cubics falling behind a few tenths of a second now here. We saw a little bit of a tussling in turn 1 back there. Ayuf and William now within time. SP Jabor might be making a move. A lot of overspeed here. No, still opting to stay behind. Jabor will have to consider the fact that since he is behind Williams, his tires are going to get a little more cooked. Williams trying to make a move around the inside of turn 8 here. Not able to make anything stick, though. And he will possibly compromise himself for Jabor here in terms of speed as they come up to Fagnus. And no, Focoena is making that car real wide right now. He's going to want to play the team game here. Oh, Focoena move! Woo! Big dive attempt there from Jabor. Unfortunately, not able to make anything stick as Williams holds on to 6th place here. They are getting held up quite a bit, though, because of Focoena. Coming up into turn 17, Blanchimont. SP Jabor side by side now with the Audi driver. Focoena giving him the outside. big team move here as Focoena now fights the Audi driver through turn 19, trying to give his teammate leeway to get away. Unfortunately, Focoena's tires are not offering anything here at the moment. Focoena's going to have to challenge into turn 1 here, and I don't think he can. Oh, very deep through. Side by side still with the Audi. SP Jabor is not able to pull away. Big fighting here. Both of the Cadillac drivers as Williams makes a move on the grass up into Eau Rouge. A fantastic maneuver there. Jabor held onto some battery. He makes the counterplay up into the Camel Straight side by side still. Let's go on board as we see a little bit of fighting in the back still yet up into turn 5. Oh, little bit of wheel tapping there, and he almost loses the car. A big moment there. Focoena gives up the position. Always Gaming now is in the mix. And Williams gives up the position? I didn't think that was, I mean, that's fair. I didn't think that was dirty, though. I thought that was pretty reasonable. Focoena, Always Gaming making another move around T9. Let's go on board with Cubics here as Focoena and Always Gaming go side by side. Focoena not able to hold on due to the tire difference here. Cubics having to do an evasive maneuver here. Focoena is incredible defensive driving here today, making his car as wide as the track has managed to allow. Always Gaming and Cubics to show up and slow them down. SP Jabor leading the pack now. I am still convinced that they're fighting for net first, but the raw amount of fighting happening might actually stop any kind of podium for these guys, as almost both drivers on both fights here are going side by side. Cubics falls behind. Always Gaming with a little bit of battery. Oh, opts not to make a move there. William defending a little bit of the inside there. SP Jabor holding on to the lead of this pack right now, but how much longer will he be able to stick around? Cubics goes for the inside into T1 here. Big moment. Oh, shuffles through, but the switchback here from Always Gaming possibly. Not able to get anything to stick. A lot of battery usage from Cubics as William makes a move. Side by side up over Rouge. Cubics holds onto the position, gets the pass down. Always Gaming trying to take advantage of the situation. A fantastic maneuver, but unfortunately Cubics loses out on a lot of battery and loses the 2 spots. The aggressiveness here, unfortunately, resulting in 2 position loss. As Ayof and William now gets a huge advantage here due to the side-by-side fight there with Jabor and Always Gaming. The fighting here has been ridiculous today, guys. I'm having such a good time. Focoena has been in the back, still within a second of the group ahead here. Unfortunately, Focoena's tires definitely won't allow him to fight competently. But if these guys slow each other down much more, Focoena may be able to get himself in the mix here. This is the battle for 6th place at the moment, and what a battle it has been. Guys, they've slowed each other down so much. They're now 7 seconds behind 4th place. Max Cubic Stappen. Maybe. All 4 of these guys have done a fantastic job this race. Clean racing, clean side by side, very respectful. Williams giving up a position and still managing to get to the head of the group here. Always Gaming making a move around the outside up into turn 18. Big lockup there as Williams opts not to really defend. Maybe get a switchback done. No, not able to get the move done there. We are now coming up into T1 now. Always Gaming defending a little bit of the inside there. Very odd camera angle here. Let's go on board with the Cadillac driver. Focoena now very close to the rear of his teammate. SP Jabor losing a lot of speed now at this point in time. Let's go a little further ahead here as all 3 of these drivers now fighting. Always Gaming showing a nose, thinking about a T5 dive. He goes for it side by side up through T6. Williams not able to hold the move. Cubics may be able to take advantage and is not making anything of it here at the moment. Williams goes for a counter move down into T8. And SP Jabor appears out of nowhere, going up the inside of Cubics, blocking him off, coming out of the corner. Fantastic maneuver there as Always Gaming. And Williams go side by side through turn 9, slowing each other down a fair bit. SP Jabor may be able to take advantage. Oh, a little bit of contact as SP Jabor backs off from the fight. Cubics taking advantage of the lack of speed, moving up and trying to fight the Audi driver too now. Guys, all 4 of you could be on the podium if you guys weren't fighting this hard. This has been an absolutely incredible duke out between these fantastic 4 drivers. A little bit of contact there, unfortunately. Kubik's rear-ending the Audi, giving SP Jabor an advantage here. Always Gaming now starting to get a little bit of a lead here, finally breaking away from the group. On board with Kubik's here. SP Jabor once again millimeters away from the diffuser of the Aston Martin, not able to get a move done. Unfortunately, Focoena, guys, has managed to stay in the fight on how many lap-old tires is it at this point? 3-second time penalty, unfortunately, for Mac in the Red Bull. All right, let's throw on some quick telemetry or tire data. Alex is Beast, 17 lap-old hard tires. Snipes, 16 lap-old hard tires. Reimer, 17. JM, 17. It seems like the long stint strategy may have worked out for these guys here. Always Gaming on 9 lap-old hard tires. Iof and William on 10. Kubik's on 6 lap-old mediums. SP Jabor on 11 lap-old hards. And you can kind of tell now with the way the grid is splitting up here. Kubik's, unfortunately, hasn't really been able to make use of those medium tires just due to the amount of traffic that has been on track here so far. But it looks like the drivers are getting a little more comfortable. Not a lot of fighting going on anymore. I think they've had their due. As Mac makes a move in the back here past his teammate, who's on 3 lap-old soft tires now at the moment. And ladies and gentlemen, that might have been the end of one of the best fights I've ever seen in PSRL. Very respectful, very minimal touching. Any touching I saw, somebody would immediately give up a position. That was great. Incredibly happy. If you're joining us now, you guys may have missed one of the best battles that this league may have ever seen. A 4-way fight for 5th place. For 5th place. And look, as soon as they stop fighting, Always Gaming is now within 5.5 seconds of JM. I mean, that just goes to show how hard these guys were fighting. And unfortunately, it's going to cost them now as we're on board now with our leader, Alex's Beast, in the Haas, coming down the Kemmel Straight. We're currently on his TV cam. We see Snipes in the, or that's Fort Dude in the back. Snipes rearing the corner now. Reimer coming up as well. And SP Jabor has decided that it's time to fight. Big contact there as he rear ends Kubik's, losing his wing. Focoena side by side, 3 wide for a moment there as Focoena makes his way up and past both drivers. Unfortunately, SP Jabor now does have wing damage and is going to have a significantly reduced downforce throughout the rest of this fight here. Kubik's may be able to take advantage of the situation here. Very, very, very unfortunate moment. Oh, big contact there! As SP Jabor almost lost the car and while trying to regain control. Unfortunately, Kubik's loses the car! You got it, Kubik's. It's the last lap. No! No, Kubik's, it was the last lap. Oh, so unfortunate there for the Aston Martin driver. Brutal racing there. SP Jabor, I think, got a little bit desperate, resulting in a lot of contact there with his Aston Martin competitor. You're kidding me, your wheel disconnected last lap? Oh. Focoena. Alex crossing the line in first. Snipes now coming up into second. Reimer coming out of turn 19 into third. Ladies and gentlemen, your top 3 drivers, JM up into 4th. Always Gaming, almost losing the car there coming out of turn 19. 5th position. Iof and Williams 6th. Focoena up into 7th. SP Jabor into 8th. Prost coming out of turn 19 in 9th. Mac going through Blanchimont. A very, very enjoyable race here today. Very unfortunate here. Kubik's last lap going up Rodillion. I couldn't do anything. Very fair. It is very unfortunate, though, that your wheel disconnected after such a hard race as well. If anything, Kubik's, I will say it, and maybe I shouldn't as the commentator, but you're my driver of the day. Fantastic drive from you. Starting from last all the way up, and I think 2nd or 3rd was your highest position. Great fight from you four. I genuinely don't know if I've seen such clean fighting between four people. Four people. As we're now watching Alex's Beast on the top step. Snipes in second place, our American driver here. And Reimer, our Canadian driver, in the third spot. A great race. Great strategy call from these three guys. I didn't believe in them. I'll be the first to admit I didn't believe in them. They were on like 19 lap old hard tires. I thought they were not going to make it. But here they are on the top step. Beautiful, beautiful team colors here as well. The Haas, the Audi, the Ferrari. Couldn't ask for it anything better here. But race winner, Alex. Fastest lap, Iof and William. Driver of the day, Fokawena. And most overtakes is Snipes. A great, great race here today at PSRL. Let me, oop, not I open Microsoft Store. Revel in it a little bit. That was a lot. My heart is racing. All right. Money the Merchant. GG's, guys. Thank you. Of course, Money. A little jank, but I think I got a feel for it. I definitely did not screenshot this in time. Hold on. No, no. Oh, God. Oh, that's gone. Whew. All right, guys. Big race. I'm very tired. The adrenaline is going away now. Whew. Let's throw on the season calendar. That is not the season calendar. We will be racing in Jeddah next week. Great race. Let's see what the paddock is saying right now. First race, first win. Was that? Oh my God, that was you, Malachi. Ladies and gentlemen, Malachi, who joined as a reserve driver. I gave him the Haas. Immediately wins. It was his first race win. First race, first win at PSRL. Fantastic, fantastic drive from Malachi. Very, very impressive. We may have found our Haas driver here. Let's see. Let's see what the paddock is saying. Yeah, there was a lap 5 safety car. Somebody went in. I am him 1911. Thank you for watching, man. I hope you enjoyed that. What a race for Jabor to invite you to, man. There literally could not have been a better race for you to come watch your homie. Absolutely put his heart out on the track like that, man. I mean, just a fantastic drive from those four guys. If you're buddies with Jabor, man, you better start sim racing because he's got something to teach. I need to learn to race like that. That was incredibly impressive. But we're coming up to the end here. Jeddah next week. I hope you guys are excited for that one. I myself am. I think it's going to be a great race. If Spa was anything, then I think Jeddah is going to be even more. One of the fastest tracks on the calendar. We're just going to have to see what happens. Not a lot of braking. It's really a lot of flat out with the battery system that exists now. We're going to have to see how Jeddah is, honestly. And I'm very excited to see how our drivers use that. And with the smaller cars, too, man, I can see a lot of side-by-side action. I mean, just look at what we saw here today. 3 wide. In almost every corner, we saw 3 wide happen. I mean, I just haven't seen a race like that in a long time. I'm really glad, once again, to the drivers for doing what they did. Fantastic race. I'm flabbergasted. But with that said, I've been your commentator and host, Wild Hero or Daft Punk Hero. That's my EA name. And I would love to have anybody here who's interested in join. Malachi, Alex's Beast. Congratulations on your first race, first win. You're going to be somebody to watch definitely in PSRL. Very unfortunate that you joined so late in the season because I think you definitely would be up in the top racing for a possible championship here. Hope to see you again. And to the other 2 winner or podium finishers, Snipes and Reimer, as always, it's an absolute pleasure watching you guys and the rest of the grid as well. And I will see you guys next week.